Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. How have you been so far for this event? Good so far? It's really exciting for me. I joined Samsung last July, so this is my 16th month at Samsung Electronics, and this is definitely the most exciting moment for me because I get to meet and talk with the external developers like you guys. Everything so far has been great for me, except the lunch. Lunch has been a little bit so far for me. So hopefully we can provide some feedback to the event coordinators and we can do better next year. My name is Soobaek Jang. I'm a vice president at Samsung Electronics, and I have with my colleague Chihoon Park from Samsung Electronics as well. And here we are here to introduce you guys about our developer workspace, especially around IoT. As you guys probably recall that we have launched Samsung Connect with the Samsung Galaxy S8. And since then, we have about more than 9 million users registered with the Samsung Connect. This opens up the great opportunity for you guys as of the developers and also device manufacturer to reach out to those people using our Samsung Cloud, Samsung Smart Things Cloud and also IoT Samsung Connect. So why developer workspace? The developer workspace really matters for us and for you guys because we would like to provide you the best ever experience for the developers so that we can expand our ecosystems and bring more devices into our system. The way that we are looking at for the developers are 3 different scenarios that we have studied so far. We have the cloud-connected device developers, and we also have cloud-to-cloud developers, and also we have automation developers. I'm going to walk you through all those things. And cloud-connected is for the device manufacturers who already have the things they would like to actually connect to our Smart Things Cloud. And Jihoon will actually walk you through with a great example with the Tizen RT. Yesterday, you guys probably saw the magic from In-jong Lee, from our CTO, with drinking waters. We got the same waters, not that one that he drank, but we got the same water. So Jihoon will do some magics, and he's gonna bring you some wow moments. It's gonna be more like woo moments, but it'll be wow moment too. And the cloud is, we have a situations that the people who already have their cloud or the device manufacturers who already have their things connecting to other cloud providers. And they would like to actually integrate their things into our Smart Things Cloud. So those are the situations that we would like to provide the C2C integration with our Smart Things Cloud. And in order to do that, you have to create some sort of connectors to talk to between the clouds. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit as well. So when we talk about these developer ecosystems, we have divided as of the offline and online. For the offline, we have Smart Things developer tools that provide the IDE and command line interface, and also simulators and virtual device. IDE, we have ARM-based IDE. We have a plugin, so you can actually download and use on your IDE with ARM-based. And those, we provide very simple, easy way of developing it. And we provide world-famous Hello World example for you guys. And it provides the way of tools that generate the UI manifest. So when you use IDE, you create the device profile, and you'll be able to actually deploy it to our Samsung Connect. We provide very simple, one click, you can build and deploy it and test it with the simulators as well as a virtual device. The virtual device could be things that you actually have in your manufacturers, or it could be something that we already have. Could be TV, could be refrigerators, whatever you would like to do, those virtual devices can be the one that you can use for your programming. For debugging purpose, obviously, for developer, we provide the debugging so that you can actually debug while you are actually developing your code. The WebConserve for the online, we provide all the processes that you need to walk through in order for you to register those cloud-connected or cloud-to-cloud connected devices. So the WebConserve, we provide you the whole entire processes that the manifest you created, you can register and deploy it. And when you actually have your devices, you'd like to actually self-publish in order to test it first. So you can actually do the self-publishing and be able to use your device, actual device, with your developer mode, and you'll be able to see your plugin on your device and test it. And we also have a certification process. It's not yet fully automated, but when you actually request for the certifications, we go through our internal process to make sure that your plugins or your device are actually certified with the Samsung name, so that when you actually publish it later for all other people, then people can actually see that your device and plugin is certified by Samsung. This is the automation designer that provides you a very quick and easy way to actually create your flow. So you actually click and drag the automations and you name what it wants to be. And you also put the endpoint URL, and there is the public key that you can actually generate from our WebConserve. You can copy and paste. Obviously, this is not the best experience. We are working on to actually integrate it. Those public key can be automatically shown through the API so that you don't have to copy and paste from the WebConserve. And then you drag and drop a device that you'd like to create a condition on. So for this example, we create the sensor. And sensor has the capability. We provide 76 different capabilities that SmartThings provide or support. And you can say this is the sensor. If it's open, it's 1. If it's closed, it's 2. And from that, you can have other device that will react on the conditions. So from this, you click the bulb on this case, and then bulb was on, and you have the switch that turn it on the bulb, right? So when you have this, all of this done, you actually connect all of those dots together. And you click the right-hand side at top, the play button that is actually to deploy. Once you deploy it with our new version of the Samsung Connect, which you don't have access to yet, but it'll come at the end of the October, you will have the automation tab that you will be able to see your automated flow that you can make one click to make this happen, right? So now I'm going to turn it over to Jihoon, who will walk us through the Tizen RT and Tizen.
Okay, thank you, Soobaek. Hello, everyone. My name is Chihoon Park, and I'm working in Software Center in Samsung. So I think I met some of you in my booth, and I'm very happy to meet you here again. And also, I like this event. Even lunch was good for me. Well, so let's go.
Oh, it sucked.
Okay, so let's start with the general question. Why Things SDK? So we learned about SmartThings Cloud first half of this session, and also you can see lots of boosts in the hall, and you hear something about this one in the announcement in the keynote. So you may want to make a SmartThings cloud device from the real board. There are lots of boards in the world, but we focused on RTX 053, RTX 530, and Raspberry Pi 3. Even if we have those boards, what should we do to connect to SmartThings Cloud? In other words, how could we implement real things which is actually use the SmartThings Cloud service? As the answer of those questions, we will provide Tizen Things SDK, which is tool to develop a Tizen application for SmartThings Cloud. So before going further, I would like to clarify what Tizen RT, and Things apps are. According to the specification, RTX 053 has one core at the speed of 320 megahertz with around 1 megabyte RAM. On the other hand, RTX 530 and Raspberry Pi 3 has quad core at the speed of 1.2 gigahertz with more than 5 megabyte RAM. So you must agree that RTX 053 is low performance chip, and RTX 530 and Raspberry Pi 3 are high performance chip. Tizen RT, which stands for Tizen Real Time, is a lighter platform which is working on the low performance chips such as RTX 053. And Tizen is a platform for higher performance chips such as RTX 530 and Raspberry Pi 3. We developed Things SDK for Tizen RT and Tizen separately, but we design both as the same API set. So app developer can develop using the same API for Tizen and Tizen RT. So in this session, I'm going to show you how to build LAMP from RTX 053 and how to make network audio from RTX 530. So actually, I mainly present how to make network audio from RTX 530. For Tizen RT, you have to develop app application first. And when you build that application, Tizen RT platform is built together, and the output is one chunk of binaries. And for Tizen platform, you have to flash Tizen binary into the board first, and based on that platform, you have to develop an application and install it on the Tizen platform. So I can say that the development directions are opposite. So anyway, those new IoT-ready devices will register to the SmartThings cloud, and then you can control it using Samsung Connect app, which is included in Galaxy S8 and Note 8. So at the end of this session, you can see that the network audio and LAMP, which is controlled by Samsung Connect app. So in overall, we are going to use Tizen Studio. And for Tizen, we flash the binary first, and then develop application and install the application. For Tizen RT, we develop application first and build it and install into the board. So now let's get into the live demo. Okay. Okay. So first thing you have to do is to launch Tizen Studio. So Tizen Studio is IDE for the app development for Tizen platform. And yeah, this is Tizen Studio. And you can download it from developer.tizen.org. There is a switch here, download switch. The current version is 1.3, but we will release Tizen Studio 2.0 soon. So most of the features I will introduce in this session will be in Tizen Studio 2.0. And now, this is SD card. I'm putting this SD card into the Linux machine, this one. And start IoT Setup Manager, which is in Windows, Show View, Other, and there's IoT Setup Wizard. Setup Wizard. And we are going to use RTX 530, so we select RTX 530. And without display, which is named headless, so we choose this one and just click flash and some password. Okay, now the SD card is being flashed. This IoT Setup Wizard is a new tool to flash Tizen binary into SD card. We will release developer's version of IoT Setup Wizard when we release Tizen Studio 2.0. And if you, just as I show you, if you choose the board you are going to use and click flash, then the officially released binary will be flashed into the SD card. And also, Tizen binaries are built in download.tizen.org site too. It looks like directories of PC and files, and you can choose the right one, and then you can download the binary into your local machine. And using this IoT setup wizard, if you click this one and then select the right image here, then you can flash the local binary to your SD card too. And there are platform binary and kernel binary. Both are built in download.tizen.org. And even without IoT setup wizard, you can flash the SD card. Using the Linux shell, we will provide a guide for the Linux to use the Linux shell and command. And especially for RT530, it has embedded MMC, which means you don't need to use SD card. You can flash the binary directly to eMMC. But for the first version of IoT setup wizard, we only support SD card with a Linux machine. So we will improve it later, but for the first version, we only support SD card flashing with Linux machine. So now it's done. Now I'm going to move this SD card to the Arctic board, which is in here. So let me put the SD card. Okay. And turn on. Okay. Just turn on. So turn on the switch and push the button for a second. Oh, wait a second. Something. Okay. Let me show you. Yeah. Because I want to show you the serial communication, the logs, but something wrong in the log part. So let me try one more time. Yeah. This is a charm of live demo, right?
But this is not a part of magic that I mentioned.
Yeah.
So just be patient.
Oh, okay. Oh, this one. It does not fit well. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that.
You got it?
So, yeah,
Okay.
just not connected. So, okay. So this is there are two USB ports. So this is for the serial communication, and this is for USB. So actually the logs are from this serial communication, and using the USB WTG, you can install the drivers and apps into this device. So now, so the next step is to install Wi-Fi and Bluetooth drivers. This is a little bit tricky because developers should download Wi-Fi drivers individually because of license issues. So we will upload proper drivers in developer.samsung.com and let you know where it is. And you have to check end user license agreement. Then you can download that drivers. So I have those drivers in my PC. So I just run the script. So we will provide this script too. And if you download the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth drivers and put them into the designated directories and run this script, then automatically it installs in your board. So now you can see it is reboot after installing the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth drivers. Okay. So now I can say that I just made the Arctic Tizen board. So this is Tizen board. Now the next step is to develop an application. So let's go back to the Tizen Studio. Turn off this one. And File, New, File, new, and Tizen project. So I'm going to start with template. And because we are going to make an IoT headless device, so I choose this one. Next. And for the first version, we only support native APIs, which means C and C++. So I choose this one. And I'm going to make an application. So I choose this one and this one. So now, set the name. And this is a special page to make things for SmartThings Cloud. And this is developing version. So in this special page, you choose a device. We are going to make a network audio, so you choose this one. And then it shows the resources. Resources are basically the features of network audio. For example, power switch or volume control or mute. So I do like this and finish it. So it generates the code template. So here, let me explain more about the code template first. So code template is composed of device definition JSON file and zip files. So as I just showed, you can use the GUI tool to select device type and resource, and then you can generate the code, C code and JSON file. Or you can start with a sample code. You use a sample code, and you directly change the JSON file and zip files, and you can make your own things. So in this picture, Tizen Studio is just one Tizen Studio, but there are two different approaches. One is you can use the GUI tool as I showed. Also, you can use the editor directly. So it okay. So this is network audio features. It has power button, volume control, and mute. And each function is defined as resources in JSON file. For example, power button is defined as power switch resource, and volume and mute is defined as audio volume and the volume and mute. Each resource has its callback function. So for example, if you touch the power button, it calls the set request on switch callback. So if you implement something there, and that is actually working when you touch the power button. So we are developers, so we want to see the real code. So let's get back to the real code. Okay. So this is a code template I just made. And if you go to the resource part, this is a JSON file I just explained. So here, if you look at this, there is a power switch is defined, audio volume is defined, and also both volume and mute are defined here. And also in the source code, there is a callback function, and if you look at this one, this is callback function for power switch resource. So if you touch the power button, it actually calls. So let me show you actually I have a working sample app, so let me show you the working app. Here, resource, we have JSON file. So here, device name is network audio P. Actually, P is the initial of my last name, so I'm sharing my last name with this device. And also it has power switch and audio volume. And in the source code, you can see that lots of implementation here. And this is the set callback. And here, we start player. So in this function, we play this sample MP3 using the Tizen player APIs. So that's why it is working. And one more thing, in order to connect to cloud, you have to get the cloud certificate, and you should have a private key. And at this point, those are the developers should get those information from dev workspace. So you access this and fill out those, and following this guide, then you can have certificate and private key. And as Soobaek mentioned, we will automate it later, but at the first version, you have to do this first. And those private key and certificates are here and here. So you have to do this. Now, let's see how it is working. So just easy. Just run as and like this. Then it builds a source code and make a package and send it to device, and then it start. So it is launched successfully. Launches successfully. So now the next step, we test this one. So before going that, I have to drink my water or magic. Okay. So start Samsung Connect app. Okay. And I do add service. And you can see network audio P. See, I'm sharing my last name. Now, it is going easy setup. So this kind of thing, it does not have display and input method. So it is very hard to set Wi-Fi and cloud information. So Samsung Connect app actually support easy setup so that the information of Wi-Fi and cloud in this device is transferred to Arctic board, and this Arctic board use that information so that it can connect to Wi-Fi and cloud. Now, I can see this one. You may not see. So first, I will turn on. Yeah, it's a magic. And here, you can change volumes like. And mute is also working, right? You can turn off here. Okay, so actually that's it. That's it for the Tizen live demo. Well, and now the next is Tizen RT live demo. So many things are actually same as Tizen. So let me show you how to start. First, you have to launch Tizen Studio for RT. Actually, we have two different IDE because for Tizen RT, when it builds an application, it should build platform together. So at this point, we have two different IDE, but the UX is almost same. And for Tizen RT, it's almost same. So file and new. And you can make a Tizen project. So you can set the name. So here I'm going to make a lamp, so I type lamp here. And at this point, we only support Arctic 053. And to use SmartThings functionality, we have to click this one. Next. Now, this page is the same. So actually, this page it will be released for Tizen RT only for Tizen Studio 2.0. For Tizen, we may not be able to release this page for Tizen, but we will release it later version of Tizen Studio. So here we are going to make a lamp, and there are power switch, dimming, and color temperature, which is actually color. So if you finish, then if you implement that callbacks and JSON files and something like that, then it is actually working. And it goes easy setup, and also it can be controlled. So actually, I already showed those procedure for Tizen, so I skipped it, and I want to show you how to control. It is really controlled by Samsung Connect app. So here, By the way, where is the lamp? It's a small.
Here.
Oh yeah, yeah. This much small. This one. Okay.
So get ready.
So okay, I will show you here. Okay. Oh. Okay. Turn on. Oops. I clicked the card, so I turn on here. Oh yeah, it's bright, right? I can make brighter.
You guys need to get closer. That's why you do. Wow.
Okay. Or I can change colors. Can you see? Yeah, and turn off. So this is Tizen RT. So yeah, so it's all over for all live demo. So okay. Now it's time to wrap up.
Thank you. So this is one set of IDE. As I mentioned, we do have another set of IDE with the ORAN base that you guys probably can see from the booth that we have the IDE booth as well as the automation designers and all other booths there so that you can actually learn more on those. And we really are focusing on three things for developer workspace. It has to be simple, it has to be easy and fast. And we did also launch our developer portal that is a smartthings.developer.samsung.com. It has all the documentations and you can also register yourself. You can register your organizations. The reason that we are actually allowing you to register organization is later on when we create the marketplace will be the actually next hot one. You will be able to share your code and your projects with your colleague, right? So within the organization, you will be able to share those projects and be able to publish it. The marketplace that we are trying to strive is the way to share more as of developers. You will be able to not only self-publish, but also publish your stuff. And other people will be able to discover what's out there and be able to use it. So we are working on the marketplace and we would love to actually, as a developer, get your feedback on our developer tools as well as what is supposed to be in the marketplace. So thank you very much for your time and open for any Q&A. Any questions?
There.
Actually, how can you get the hardware kit?
Hardware?
Yeah, the hardware kit.
Yeah, you can buy it Arctic 530 in the market, I think. We actually support Arctic 530 and Raspberry Pi 3. And you know how to buy Raspberry Pi 3. And Arctic 530 is also selling in the market. So, or there is an Arctic booth in the hall, so you can ask them. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Have another API than C++, like JavaScript or something?
API for what?
For Arctic, for developers, for application. You mentioned that it's only native C and C++.
Yeah, that's right. So we are thinking about other APIs because C and C++ is too native. So we are thinking C# APIs and other things, but yeah.
But that's great feedback, right? Those are the requirements and demands that we'd like to hear from you guys so that it makes sense for us to actually focus on those, right?
That's
so.
Hi. You showed how to control these devices using the settings menu on the for the connected menu on the phone.
Yep.
What about building custom apps? Is there an API for that, or is that similar to the other question?
So we are starting with the plugin model for now. But again, if there are high demand that you'd like to actually create the API, create your own app to control other stuff, we are open to discuss.
Anyone else?
How is the security between your app and the device is managed? So,
Security between cloud and device, or?
yeah.
Okay. So we are using IoTVT, which is based on CoApp. So we are using the security that is provided by CoApp. So yeah, it's a low-level security. It has, yeah.
Anything else? Yeah, go ahead.
When will the 2.0 be released?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. So actually,
Oh, no.
we are targeting soon. I mean, we are targeting the end of this month, but it will be delayed. So like that kind of time frame.
But the dev workspace that I showed you about the designers and others with the Samsung Connect next version, those will be available by end of this month.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, let's give them all a round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you.